Hi, it's Lily Hills, the author of the award-winning Body Love Manual, How to Love the Body You Have as You Create the Body You Want, and the former host for Spark People Radio, the #1 health and weight loss site in the country with over 15 million members, and an eating psychology coach. And we've been talking about why diets don't work and how to lose weight without dieting by eating in harmony with your body. And what we're going to talk about next is a subject that's near and dear to my heart, and something that you're going to be able to apply to every area of your life. It's how to move beyond that urge to eat food you're not hungry for. Because we talked about eating between the 1 and the 5, starting to eat when you're hungry and stopping when you're satisfied. So if you think of it this way, your stomach's about the size of your fist. So it takes about that much food to feel satisfied. Now, I can't figure out how I used to get an entire large pizza and a half-gallon of ice cream inside that thing, but your stomach expands along with the food that you eat. But this is about the amount of food that it takes to feel satisfied once you shrink your stomach down to its natural size. But the mind is going to sometimes tell you to eat a lot more. It's going to tell you, I'm bored. Let's eat something. I'm tired. I'm going to have a snack. I deserve a treat because I worked hard all day. I'm going to go on a diet next week, so I better eat all my favorite foods today. The mind cannot be counted upon to support you in staying connected to your body. In fact, it's the biggest instigator to make you eat food that you're not really physically hungry for. So we're going to talk about how to transcend that mind, how to get that part of your mind that I call the untamed mind, the bad advice giver that gets you to eat food compulsively. We're going to figure out how to overcome that part of your mind so that you can access the smart part of your mind, the tame mind, that reminds you that you can eat what you want as long as you're hungry, and stop when you're satisfied as opposed to stuffed or even uncomfortable in any way. So the key to transcending that urge to eat food you're not hungry for is to build leverage in your mind. So most of us think kind of randomly about why we'd like to lose weight. We think, well, I'd like to lose weight because I'd like to fit in that skirt, or I'd like to lose weight because I'd feel better, or I'd like to lose weight because I'd have more energy. So we think about those things, but we think about them at random times as we're going along our day. We're thinking about other thoughts throughout the day. And so these thoughts kind of pop up occasionally out of the blue, or when we're looking in the mirror in the morning. That's oftentimes where that thought will come, gee, I'd really like to be living at my natural and healthiest weight. But the challenge is that you've got two voices in your head. One that's telling you to eat even when you're not hungry, and the other voice that's saying, don't eat now, you're going to feel terrible if you eat more than you're hungry for, and then you're going to beat yourself up for it. So the voice, the untamed mind, is the one that you're going to have to get familiar with. How your untamed mind talks to you to convince you to eat when you're not hungry. So think about it in these terms. If you listen to your untamed mind, that's the one you've been listening to before, and it's gotten you to where you are now. So the untamed mind, think of it as like the terrible advice giver in your head. The part of your mind that talks you into eating and then beats up on you afterwards for it. So that's the part of your mind you're going to get really, really familiar with. The tamed mind is the part of your mind that says, hey, eat between the 1 and the 5. You're going to lose weight, you're going to feel fantastic, you're going to have more energy, and you're going to be free from compulsion around food forever and any excess weight you carried because you listened to the untamed mind. So in order to get your mind on your team, you want to build that leverage to get yourself convinced that it is far and away more appealing to wait till you're at your 1 to eat than it is to indulge that part of you that wants the food immediately. So let's talk about it in terms of how your brain functions. So your limbic brain is the pain and pleasure center of your mind. That's the part of you that wants to eat impulsively. It kind of works in collusion with the untamed mind. It says, oh my God, there's a piece of pie. I just had dinner and I'm full, but it looks so good, I'm going to have it anyway. The limbic brain says, go for it. But then you've got your neocortex, and that's the rational part of your brain that will remind you, hey, if you're not hungry, that's when you're going to gain excess weight. And you can have that piece of pie, you just have to be hungry before you eat it. You have to be at your 1. There were times when I first started out eating in alliance with my body where I'd wake up in the morning and I'd want to have pie for breakfast. So instead of having eggs and fruit or cereal or whatever the other choices were, when I was hungry, If I wanted to have pie, I'd have that pie, but I'd eat it slowly and I'd be present to it. So it took away that addiction feeling that the diets used to set me up for. So I'm not suggesting that you have pie every day for breakfast, but that's something that I needed to do. I need to make all foods legal in order to transcend that dieter's mentality that was making me reach compulsively for food. So in terms of leverage of the mind, you need to have that neocortex needs to be chock full of information as to why you want to wait until you're at the 1 to eat. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to make a list. Get out a piece of paper and do this as soon as possible, because later on your mind's going to talk you out of doing it. The untamed mind's going to talk you out of doing something that could actually be of enormous help to you. So in terms of building leverage in the mind, you want to write down a list of what I stand to lose by not eating in alliance with my body, by not eating between the 1 and the 5, and get really specific with this list. I will miss out on living a longer life if you're dealing with a lot of excess weight. I will miss out on being energetic and free, fitting all those clothes in my closet that I've been wanting to wear forever. Get really detailed in this list. Everything you can possibly think of, and make it not just things that are external, but internal feelings. I'll miss out on the feeling of being powerful. I'll miss out on the feeling of knowing that I can absolutely overcome this with enough support and the right information. So now you have the right information. Now it's about having support that comes from you internally. And of course, I always recommend, if you're struggling with it, get as much support as possible. You can't have too much support. The more support, the better. So, what I stand to lose. Make this list as detailed as possible. In fact, if you want to pause this video to start creating this list, I highly recommend it, because it's going to help you from this moment forward to transcend that urge to eat food that you're really not hungry for. Now we're going to move on to something that's even more powerful. This list can be powerful, and I recommend looking at it on a regular basis, because it can help you to turn that corner, and it can help you to shut down that limbic brain, that untamed mind that says eat now. But an even more powerful way to move beyond that urge to eat when you're not physically hungry is to write out a list of what you stand to gain. So with this list, some of the things are going to seem a little bit similar, but this list you're going to go into even more detail. You're going to get down to the most intimate details of why you want to lose weight. I want to wear sleeveless dresses. I want to be able to go to the beach and walk around and feel totally confident. I want to live a longer life so I can be present to my grandkids. I want to be a role model for my children. I want to be free of worrying about food forever. I want to be free to be in my body and feel confident and joyful every single day. And let me tell you, eating in alliance with your body and living at your natural weight is better than winning the lottery. And this isn't about looking scrawny or skinny or like the gals in the magazines. This is about coming down to your natural weight. And if you're eating between the 1 and the 5, your body's going to take you to your natural weight. You don't have to worry about that piece. All you have to worry about is eating between the 1 and the 5 and transcending that urge to eat the food that you're really not physically hungry for. So, what you stand to gain. Go into detail. So let's take a minute before, again, the mind talks you out of doing something that's going to be hugely transformational for you. Take a minute, pause the video, and make out your list. Put on some beautiful music, light a candle if you want to, get serious about it, because this is a list you're going to be using every single day from this day forward until you're eating in perfect alliance with your body. So I'm assuming that you've done that, you've done your list, you've got it, you're getting excited now. This list should get you excited about eating in alliance with your body, because now you've got a vivid picture of what it is that you want and everything that's coming your way just by eating in harmony with your body. So if you want to take it to the next level, what I recommend is developing pictures in your mind, very vivid pictures of what you're going to look like and feel like at your natural weight. So imagine yourself in that perfect outfit that you wanted to wear. Imagine yourself in activities that you really want to do. Imagine yourself playing with your kids, feeling light and free. Imagine yourself going on a date with your significant other and feeling like $1 million and being totally free of worry around your weight or what anyone else is thinking. That is the key. Develop those pictures and in harmony with this list of everything you stand to gain. And I want you thinking about that every single day, because what you're focusing on is where your attention goes. And if you're thinking about everything that you stand to gain, you're going to feel good, you're going to feel excited, you're going to feel focused, you're going to feel empowered. And that's going to make it easier, again, to say no to that extra serving of food that you're not physically hungry for. If you read these lists every single morning before you start your day, it's going to help you to keep your focus strong, and your focus is your power. Now, the untamed mind's going to try and drag you back into negative stories and worries and self-doubt, and this isn't going to work for me, because some people start practicing eating between the 1 and the 5 and they just give up. They say, I can't do it, I tried it, I can't do it. But the only alternative to eating in alliance with your body is going back to diets, and we know that doesn't work. So you're going to have to put a little bit of extra effort in either way, but this way means you're going to be free for the rest of your life. I couldn't go 3 minutes without thinking about food before, and now I eat in harmony with my body. I only think about food when I'm hungry. I love eating, and again, I've been living free of 65 pounds of extra weight for close to 20 years. And that is a feeling that is literally priceless, and that's what's available to you. So don't listen to your mind when it says it doesn't work. You just have to practice, and you have to focus a little bit harder. You have to get your mind on your team. This is a gradual process. So think of it like you're learning to play a musical instrument. You don't expect to sit down and play the piano perfectly after your first lesson. But when you practice every single day, a little bit every single day, it gets easier and easier and easier until it becomes automatic. And that's what's going to happen for you. So make out your list, read it every single day, try and stay between that 1 and the 5. If you bounce into the 6 or 7, don't worry, just wait till you're at your 1 again. And of course, I always recommend, again, get a doctor's recommendation before starting any program, because everybody's body's a little bit different. But this program is essentially natural eating. This is eating in synchronicity with your physical appetites versus your emotional appetites. And that's, again, where the excess weight falls off without you having to deprive yourself or feel like there's something wrong with you because you can't make a diet work. Very few people on the planet have ever been able to stick with a diet long term. The weight always comes back in extra. With this program, you're going to get to your natural and healthiest weight, and you're going to enjoy yourself along the way. So thanks for taking the time to watch these videos. I know from personal experience, again, the early stages are the most challenging, but it gets easier with time. So stick with it. You can do it. You have everything it takes to get your natural and healthiest weight, and your body's your ally in this process. So start loving that body today, because it's much easier to take care of something that you truly care for. And I wish for you a lifetime of self-love, body love, and living at your natural and healthiest weight. You deserve it, and you can have it. One day, one thought, one meal at a time.